My therapist, who I ghosted 3 months ago because she kept asking me why I open a bottle of wine every time I look at my bank account, texted me last week. Not like a normal check-in text. She forwarded me this Instagram post from some finance guru about the 50-30-20 rule and wrote underneath it, "Thought of you," with the smiley face, which is passive-aggressive therapist code for, "You still need help." And I'm sitting there at my kitchen table with Maya's leftover Chinese food from 2 nights ago thinking, okay, first of all, rude. Second of all, I know about 50-30-20. Everybody knows about 50-30-20. That does not mean it works. Because here's the thing nobody wants to admit out loud. All these savings strategies people swear by, they work for somebody. They do not work for everybody. And I have tried basically all of them at this point because I am a person who gets obsessed with systems and then abandons them 3 weeks later when they stop feeling cute. So we're going to talk about every major savings strategy, what they actually mean, who they work for, and why some of them are honestly just rich people advice repackaged for regular humans. And look, I'm not a financial advisor or anything. I'm just someone who spent way too much of her 20s trying to figure out why none of these methods stuck. So obviously your situation is different than mine, but I'm going to walk you through what I've learned. Okay, 50-30-20. 50% of your income goes to needs, 30% to wants, 20% to savings. Sounds clean, sounds reasonable. And if you make $80,000 a year and live somewhere that is not New York or LA or Miami, it probably works great. But if your rent is $2,000 a month and you bring home $4,000 after taxes, that 50% just became your whole rent before you even bought groceries or paid your phone bill or remembered you have student loans. So your needs are actually like 70%. And now you're trying to split the leftover 30 between wanting anything ever and saving for your future, and it just does not math. This is what I mean when I say some strategies only work if you already have room to breathe. 50-30-20 is a good goal. It is not always a realistic starting point. And that is okay. You are not broken if this one does not fit your life right now. Then there's pay yourself first, which sounds like a girl boss affirmation, but it is actually just putting money into savings the second you get paid, before you spend anything else. Because if you wait until the end of the month to save whatever is left over, there will never be anything left over, because money disappears into the void. And honestly, this one works. I started doing this last year when I was trying to dig myself out of credit card debt, and I set up an automatic transfer of $200 every payday straight into a high-yield savings account I do not look at. Out of sight, out of mind. It is the only reason I have an emergency fund at all right now. The trick is, you have to start small enough that you do not panic and transfer it back 3 days later when you want brunch. If 200 feels like too much, start with 50. If 50 feels like too much, start with 20. I don't care. Just automate something so you're not relying on willpower at the end of the month when you're already tired and broke. Zero-based budgeting. This is the one where every single dollar gets a job. You take your income and you assign every dollar to a category until you hit zero left over. Rent, groceries, gas, savings, fun money, the random Target run, all of it. Nothing is unaccounted for. And on paper, this is perfect because it forces you to actually think about where your money goes instead of just vibing through the month and hoping it works out. In practice, it is exhausting. I tried this for like 2 weeks, and I was logging every bodega iced coffee into my spreadsheet at 9 p.m. like some kind of financial accountant, and I just could not keep up. If you're the kind of person who loves structure and details and color-coded planners, this might be your thing. If you're the kind of person who sometimes buys a $26 espresso martini because your best friend's engagement just fell apart and she needs you, this method will make you feel like you are failing at being a person. Which you are not. You are just human. The envelope method, old school. You take cash, you divide it into envelopes for different spending categories, and when the envelope is empty, you are done spending in that category for the month. Groceries envelope, gas envelope, fun money envelope. This one works because cash is real. You feel it leave your hand. It is not just numbers on a screen that do not mean anything until your card gets declined at Trader Joe's. My mom used to do this in the 90s, and she swears by it. I tried it once and lost the rent envelope in my tote bag for 3 days and had a full panic attack. So maybe do not do this if you are chaotic. But if you are someone who overspends on your card because it does not feel real until the bill comes, cash might actually help you. Just maybe don't carry your rent around in a canvas bag. Savings challenges. The 52-week challenge, where you save $1 the first week, $2 the second week, all the way up to $52 on week 52, and you end up with like $1,400. Or the version where you do it backwards and start with $52, so the end of the year is not brutal. These are cute. They work if you like gamifying things and you need a little structure to stay motivated. They do not work if you are already stretched thin and adding another thing to remember just makes you feel bad. I did one of these in 2024, and I made it to week 9 before I forgot it existed. Not because I am lazy, because life happened and I had other things to focus on, and that is fine. If you need a little chart on your fridge to keep you motivated, great. If you need one less thing to track, also great. Then there's the anti-budget, which is basically just save a fixed amount every month and spend whatever is left however you want. No categories, no tracking every latte, just save first, live after. This is kind of like pay yourself first, but with even less rules. And honestly, if you hate budgeting, this might be the move because it removes the guilt and the math and the feeling like you are being watched by a spreadsheet. You just decide, okay, I am saving $400 a month no matter what, and the rest is fair game. As long as your bills get paid and you are not racking up debt, you are good. This is what I do now, and it's the only thing that doesn't make me want to throw my phone into the ocean. Here is what I learned trying all of these. There is no one right way. 50-30-20 does not work for me right now, but it might work for you. Zero-based budgeting stresses me out, but my sister Bianca loves it. Pay yourself first is the only thing that is actually stuck for me because I do not have to think about it after I set it up. You're not looking for the perfect system. You're looking for the one you will actually keep doing. And if that means you try 3 different methods before something clicks, that is normal. That is how this works. You are not failing if the Instagram finance guru's favorite strategy does not fit your life. You are just figuring out what does. Start somewhere. Start small. Start messy. Just start.